What is the role of the SGA president and vice president?
That's a good question. Ostensibly and according to the charter, the vice president, the executive vice president, actually focuses on academics. Their committee is the Academic Affairs Committee, and they engage in talking about academic policy changes. As such, they actually sit ex officio. By default, they sit in the Academic Senate, and they work with our professors and administration to hammer out academic policy, change it when it's necessary. And somebody mentioned the gen eds are changing, and we've had direct dialogue with our senators on that. They actually are changed, and the question is going to be what the details are, how many hours that we require in the future. So that's about the vice president. I'm sure my vice presidential candidate will touch on that when she's up here. As for the role of the student government president, now I understand, having served a year in student government, the role of the president is one that is very busy and challenging, and you represent the entire student body both on campus and off campus, and a lot of the times you have to have the pulse of the students in order to represent their interests when somebody asks about them. And it's actually kind of a burden, because you might be asked pointed questions. Well, what does the student body think of this? What's your response to the desire among the student body? And what it requires is, dialogue with students. There are a lot of considerations that go into being president, and as president, one of the things I would do is maintain an open door and also leave the office. And as president, you're not actually allowed to keep an officership in any student organization on campus, but that doesn't prevent you from going to the student organizations and listening to what they're talking about. That's something that I've done all year, and you hear directly from the students what works and what doesn't. And a lot of time, you can just answer a question and solve a problem. I have 127 semester hours so far. That's about to go up to 130 something after this semester. And if you pay attention over the course of 5 years, you end up being able to share stuff with students that aren't actually problems. It's just a matter of being in a big place and not knowing everything that there is to know. So student government president, your role is to represent the students outside of the campus to the greater community, and your role is to also be able to share information and services with students on campus. As a member of the Wick Park Neighborhood Association on the north side, I'm more than aware of the safety and lighting issues. I'm a resident in the Wick Park neighborhood, and that's a key development area on campus. We've been working with campus planning in my committee this semester to get students on the north side, and to that end, we've created some cleanups. We put 60 people on the north side on the 26th of February, and on April 16th we'll probably have between 120 and 200 students on the north side, in conjunction with the United Way and high school students and residents of the neighborhood. Now, as president, it might not be my role to directly plan those things anymore, because that's pretty squarely a university affairs issue. But what my role as president would be, as far as that goes, is to make sure that that kind of dialogue with the community is maintained, and to make sure that everybody has the resources that they need when they are going to go out and walk back and forth from the north side to campus. I mean, it is a safety issue, but one of the things about safety is engagement. You have to engage before you know what is actually out there and what the risks are and what the practical steps you can take to prevent negative events from occurring. So, as president, and I walk back and forth from the north side to campus every day, I represent the students every step of the way. That's something that you have to keep in mind at all times, and look to try to spread to those on campus and off.